trade deadline special. Had to come with y'all to get y'all thoughts about the big news that happened today. I want to know who won the trade. What are your thoughts about all the teams that made moves today? Who got better? Who got worse? Finally, we're gonna get some star players back in the mix. I gotta hear from y'all and hear what y'all got to say. Let's get ready to lock and load. Let's go.
Low, Allen Pass. It's the Allen Pass Show. But we lock and load. Come on. It's the Allen Pass Show. But we lock and load. Come on. It's the Allen Pass Show. But we lock and load. It's the Allen Pass Show. But we lock and load. Come on.
What's up, NBA special? Big news, big news. Finally, it has happened. Ben Simmons get traded for James Harden in a blockbuster deal. Um, the trade deadline was today, and it happened. I can't believe that it happened, being that James Harden only has been with the team for a little bit over a year. He worked his way out of Houston. He didn't like what was going on, so he wanted to go to Brooklyn. And now the reports actually had to be true that he wanted out of Brooklyn, with KD being hurt and Kyrie only being able to play some of the games. He didn't want to be there anymore. So he is traded for Ben Simmons, Seth Curry, Andre Drummond, and 2 first-round picks. So the Brooklyn Nets get Ben Simmons, who said he was out because of mental reasons, mental health, and we all know he just didn't want to play with Philly anymore. So he gets to go to the Nets. Philly gets James Harden, who's been disgruntled, and an old Paul Millsap. So who won the trade? I got my thoughts on the trade, but it's going to be good to finally see Ben Simmons on the court. And so who won the trade? Who won the trade? Because in my opinion, the Nets won this trade hands down. The Nets won this trade hands down. The only thing that the Nets have to do is not criticize Ben Simmons. That's the only thing you got to do. That's what caused this whole thing to jump off in the first place. The fact that Doc Rivers criticized Ben Simmons when he said he didn't know if he could win a championship with Ben Simmons. If you don't criticize Ben Simmons, the Nets won this trade hands down. You get a 25-year-old, 6'7", 6'8" wing player that can defend. He's an all NBA defensive player. Now he can't shoot. He can't shoot, and his free throws is a liability. But you get younger, you get bigger, and you get Seth Curry, who's a shooter, a three-point shooter. You get Andre Drummond, who's a big, that's a great rebounder. You get all of this, and you get 2 first-round picks. You get a first-round pick in 2022 and a first-round pick in 2027. My question is, why did uh why did Philly why the Nets why did Philly give up so much? I don't understand. I know that you wanted to get rid of Ben Simmons, but you gave away the younger player. You gave away a good shooter in Seth Curry. Andre Drummond is still young, a great rebounder, and 2 first-round picks. The only thing that the Nets need to do is don't criticize Ben Simmons. It's the only thing you got to do. You do that, you golden. You're golden. I can't believe that the Nets got all of that. The Nets got all of that. All of it. All of it for a 32-year-old James Harden, who looks a little pudgy, and an old Paul Millsap. He's in his mid to late 30s. You mean to tell me the Nets swindled Philly like this? I cannot believe that just happened. You know what I want? I was looking. I was looking at the standings, and the standings goes like this. Let's look at these standings right quick, because I would love for The Nets and Philly to play in the first round. Now, it's crunched up. You see the Heat, Bucks, Bulls, Cavaliers, 76ers at 2.5. The Nets have fallen all the way down to eighth. If somehow we can get the Nets and 76ers in the first round, I would love for it can come back and bite Philly in the butt. Because I think they got screwed in this deal. I'm sorry. You had two players that wanted to get out of their situations. Ben Simmons and James Harden. Why did you have to give up so much, Philly, to get a 32-year-old James Harden in a older Paul Millsap? Why did you have to give up so much? The Nets won this deal hands down. Steve Nash, just don't say nothing crazy about Ben Simmons. If he mess up, just turn the other cheek. Oh, let the players do. I don't know. You don't say anything. Matter of fact, the players can't say nothing either because he didn't like the way Joel Embiid spoke about him either. So if he mess up, you just put positive energy on him. You just act like it didn't happen. That's all you got to do. I can't believe that just happened. Nets won this trade hands down. Um, all they have to do is get him back playing basketball again, have him mesh. He got the second half of the season to mesh with his teammates to get him ready for the playoffs. And if everybody comes back healthy, listen, Brooklyn is going to be a problem. They got better. You got a great defender, you got bigger, and you got James Harden out. The Nets won this trade hands down. I can't believe that Philly gave up so much. I can't believe that they traded with each other in the same conference. In the same conference, they traded with each other like they won't see each other in the first, second, or third round. They can face each other. Usually, you send if you if a team is in the playoffs and you could potentially see them, you don't want to trade with that team. But I guess they don't care anymore. They that confident in that team. I will say this: Philly with Joel Embiid playing the way he's playing, I understand why they made the trade, but I wouldn't have gave up so much. I would not have given up Seth Curry. I can't believe Doc traded his son-in-law too. That was crazy. He was just talking about how good he was seeing his grandkids and this and that, and now he just traded his son-in-law. I don't think he didn't have to do that. Andre Drummond still is a good backup center. The Nets crossed off all their needs. They got bigger, stronger, and the Nets just got a better score. A better score. It's going to be that's just my opinion. I believe the Nets won this hands down. If everybody comes back healthy, you got a second half to mesh. You don't want to see Brooklyn. You don't want to see them. And I believe, Kyrie is not vaccinated, but I I read reports that it's a clause that Brooklyn can pay a fine, like $5,000 for Kyrie to play in Brooklyn. You think they're not going to pay that fine? They're definitely going to pay that fine for Kyrie to play. Let's see. Got Jason English checking in. Ben Simmons went to a better system. Philly got the better player. Okay. Okay. Ben Simmons went to a better system. Philly got the better player. Okay. They got the better offensive player. I give you that. The better offensive player, but we all know Ben Simmons is a better defensive player. And he's younger. He's bigger. He just he just a liability on offense sometimes. Brooklyn did get a better deal, especially leverage wise for another trade. Listen, when you get Seth Curry, Andre Drummond, two first round picks, that's enough for me. That's enough for me. I mean, this is ridiculous. Ridiculous. Some more trades happened today. Um, Serge Ibaka got traded from the Clippers to the Bucks. I think that's a good move for the Bucks. Apparently, they're worried about Brook Lopez coming back, and he might not come back. So they made a move to get another big. So that's good for them. Dante Dimachenko get traded to the Kings. I was a little shocked by that. He's still a young guard, but I think they feel secure with their guard play. So they let him go, and Marvin Bagley. This is a 4-team deal. Marvin Bagley finally gets up out of Sacramento. He wasn't getting the time that he wanted, so he gets to go to Detroit. They get a number 2 overall pick. Maybe he can get his career on track in Detroit. But Serge Ibaka, the Bucks are still probably going to be the favorite because they don't have to worry about meshing together and all of this stuff, or they already set. They can just plug Serge in, and he can just do the dirty work that he do. But listen, James Harden, James Harden, and Ben Simmons is the news of the day. That's the news of the day. I just had to come and get your thoughts and opinions about the move. I can't believe that it went down like this, but it did. It did. I mean, we're finally going to see Ben Simmons play. I I bet you, all of a sudden, now his mental issues are gone. Let's see how quick his mental his mental health is healed. His mental health is going to be healed now. He was talking about he couldn't play, his mental health, this and that and the other. Let's see how quick he get on the court now. I'm pretty sure they probably gonna put him through some practices, try to get him back in a playing shape. But I bet you his mental health is gonna be just fine now, just fine. Which tells you that there was nothing wrong with his mental health in the first place. He just didn't want to play in Philly. He got his wish. Rich Paul, Clutch Sports, got him up out of there. Finagled their way out of there, schemed their way out of there, and now he's in Brooklyn. Let's talk about James Harden, though, man. James Harden did it again. He did it again. He fought and clawed his way out of Houston. I want to go to Brooklyn. Okay, we're gonna send you to Brooklyn. They gave away all these assets for him, and then soon as stuff got ugly, I want to get traded again. I want to go to Philly. Daryl Morey knows me, my old general manager. What happens if Joel Embiid gets injured or Tobias Harris gets injured? What are you gonna do then? What is he gonna do then? Is he gonna cry again because some injuries happen? You have to worry about that. This is not the first time that he wanted out because of stuff wasn't going right. James Harden, when stuff is not right, he want out. It got to be the perfect situation for him all the time. All the time. He want to ring that bad, and if it's not perfect, I want out. Listen, man, you have to take that into consideration when you dealing with a person like James Harden. And it's sad. It's sad that these basketball teams, these general managers, owners, are letting these players get away with that. I'm all for player empowerment, but when your contract is up, when you're under contract, you're not about to do all this nonsense just to get out of town. And I'm not just about to just let you out of town like that. Better be lucky I'm not an owner. I tell you that. I tell you that because this is getting out of control. When your contract is up, you're free to do what you want to do. You want to say you got mental health problems? Okay, it better be legit. But just because somebody criticizes you, the coach say something or a player say something, that don't get it's nothing in the contract that says if somebody criticizes you that you get to raise hell just to get out of town. It doesn't say that. Hold on, y'all. This what's up, my brother? No, no, no. I'm about to send you an email right now. I'm live right now. We getting a live call from Mr. Tell the Truth. Uh uh so I'm on live now. I'm gonna send you the link right now, brother. While I talk about you on the show. That brother was working midnights, so he uh he needed some time to get himself together. But Mr. Tell the Truth, that's my basketball man. Um, so I got to get him on just to hear his thoughts. Um, and y'all continue to come in with your hot takes, man, because I'm shocked that this happened like this. Shocked, shocked. But what happened to contracts, man? What happened to contracts? How long is these things are going to be allowed to happen? Where um if you don't like what's going on, you can whine and complain your way out of a contract. How long can you do it? That's what I want to know. QT on YouTube checking in. 76ers won the trade. I disagree. Tell me, why do you think the 76ers won the trade? Please explain yourself. Please explain yourself. I gotta hear it. I gotta hear it. Please tell me how they won the trade. Because I don't agree with that at all. Now, if you want to say just give me the reason why you think the 76ers won the trade. You got a 32-year-old James Harden who looked pudgy, and you got an old Paul Millsap. Tell me how the 76ers won the trade. Tell me. I need to know. I need to know. And everybody who's watching, who won the trade? 76ers or the Nets? Who won the trade? I need to know. I got my I believe the Nets won the trade. Like I say, I will say it again. The Nets won the trade. All they have to do is not criticize Ben Simmons. That's it. It's not hard. Not hard at all. Not hard. Um so who do y'all think wanted to trade? Who do y'all think won the trade? Ben Simmons is 25 years old. You got him under contract for years to come. Years to come. So, and you got Seth Curry, who's a great three-point shooter. Great three-point shooter. You got Andre Drummond, great rebounder, and 2 first-round picks. How do you say that Philly won the trade? How do you do it? I don't agree at all. At all. Who won the trade, people? Who won the trade? I'm curious your thoughts. Let's see what we got here. 76ers get a superstar. 76ers get a superstar, adding two MVPs, dominate performance, and 76ers are already very good without Ben Simmons. 76ers get a superstar, adding two MVPs. Is that the number two MVPs? Or are you just saying a MVP, a former MVP in James Harden? What are you saying right there? Little confused right there. Tell me, who won the trade? QT says the 76ers won the trade. I I don't agree with that. I don't agree. I believe that that Brooklyn won the trade, hands down. Hands down. Who won the trade? Who won the trade? Finally, we're going to see Ben Simmons play. Half the season gone, all because he got criticized by his coach and Joel Embiid. He got his wish. Go to Brooklyn, compete for a championship. Let's see. 76ers won because Simmons wasn't playing, and 76ers were already good, very good, and so adding Harden makes them legit contenders. Okay, okay. But what about the Nets? The Nets, James Harden sat out the last 3 games because of a hamstring. Hamstring. And we know when he don't want to be somewhere, he's gonna find a way to not play. All of a sudden, he come up with a mysterious hamstring injury for the last 3 games, and so now the Nets get a young Ben Simmons, Seth Curry a shooter, young Andre Drummond, and Kyrie Kyrie and Kevin Durant in the second half of the season. Kevin Durant is scheduled to come back second half of the season. Kyrie can play on road games. So who's the second scorer in the playoffs when Kyrie can't play the home games? Let me tell you. I don't know if you caught the first beginning of the show, but it was reports that it's a clause that Brooklyn can pay a fine if they want Kyrie to play in Brooklyn. They can pay like a $5,000 fine, and they will be able to let Kyrie play. You think they're not going to pay that fine? They're definitely going to pay that fine. So he's going to play in the playoffs. You heard it here first. He's going to play in the playoffs. And so if the mandate don't get changed in Brooklyn, please believe Kyrie is going to play because they're going to pay that fine. So that to your question, who's the second scorer in the playoffs when Kyrie can't play? Kyrie's going to play. So he's going to be the second scorer. And who knows? Maybe Ben Simmons been working on his game. He's been working on his jump shot. He might be able to score a little better now. He might be able to score a little better. He might have been working on his game. He might be got a three-point shot. Maybe he shoot a little better at the free throw line. Maybe 76ers versus Nets. Who's winning 7-game series? I'm picking the Nets. Are you kidding me? Joel Embiid cannot do it by himself. And listen, Tobias Harris is okay, but James Harden is good, but he's not the same James Harden. And defensively, James Harden is horrible on defense. And I just believe Ben Simmons helps him out immensely on the defensive end. And Andre Drummond helps them out as a big man who can rebound. That brother is big. He's a big guy. I felt that Brooklyn always been small and thin and can get beat up on the boards. Andre Drummond helps that out a lot. I don't know why nobody's really paying attention to that move. Andre Drummond is still a pretty good player in this league. He's still a pretty good player. He's fairly still young. So I'm picking the Nets. If 76ers and the Nets playing a 7-game series, I'm picking the Nets. Bottom line. So why you think Nets won the trade? I just told you. Ben Simmons, 25 years old. They got younger. James Harden, 32 years old. Ben Simmons, 25 years old. All NBA defensive player. And he's an all-star caliber player. They got him under contract. So that they just actually extended their championship window. They just extended their championship window. All they have to do is not criticize them. It's the only thing you got to do. And if you don't criticize them, you have an all-star. You have an all-star on your hands. And Seth Curry, shooter, always can use shooter. They still got Joe Harris. If Joe Harris come back with Seth Curry, Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, come on, man. All it takes is continuity. Chemistry, get them playing together second half of the season, and they still got 2 first-round picks out the deal. It might not be high picks, but it's still first-round picks. They finagled Philly. That's what happened. So, listen. I'm still the Bucks are still going to be a tough out. Miami is going to be a tough out. My Bulls didn't really make any moves. I wish they would have made a move to get another big somewhere. But second half of the NBA season looks to be exciting. Everyone. I look forward to seeing Ben Simmons. I don't like what he did and how he did it, but I am happy to see him on the court. I am happy to see what he's going to look like with Brooklyn. I want to see that. Let's see how Ben Simmons is before we can say who won. He might be straight garbage or could actually be a good shooter now. Come on, you know he's not going to be straight garbage. Come on now. Straight garbage? He's not going to be straight garbage. He might be rusty. Might be a little rust. But not going to be straight garbage. Now, the question is, the Lakers couldn't do nothing with Russell Westbrook. And they lost last night. They couldn't blame that on Russ. Let's talk about it real quick. Because nobody the Lakers lost again last night without and Russell Westbrook didn't play. So you can't blame it on Russ. I remember vividly that a couple of my guys, one of my guys I went to school with and my brother had told me that Anthony Davis is a better all-around player than Tim Duncan. I remember them saying this to me. And I said, y'all crazy. He's supposed to been this top 10 talent, and he's not. He's supposed to be the best player on the Lakers right now. He's not. And he got Giannis just straight abused him the last game. If you want to talk about skill set, he got a nice skill set, but he doesn't have that dog in him. He don't have that dog in him. QT, I'm a LeBron fan, so seeing the Lakers not do anything is depressing. You got that right. They lost to a Portland Trailblazers team last night without Dame Lillard, without CJ McCollum, who got traded. They lost to Nurkic, Anthony Simons, and some I don't know. Lakers probably not making the playoffs. We're gonna see. They right now, I think they're in a playing game, and they probably make it, but it ain't looking good. It ain't looking good, and I'm happy to see it. So look, hey man, I just had to come on for a second. The big news, had to come to see your comments. What did you think about Ben Simmons, James Harden, and all of that good stuff? I'll be coming to y'all again, probably maybe Super Bowl Sunday, depending on my plans, and definitely next Tuesday. And hopefully we get a chance to see Ben Simmons real soon, see what it looks like, and in the his new team, New Jersey. So I'm about to get up out of here, y'all. Just wanted to come with y'all with the breaking news, and I'll see y'all in a little bit. We out of this thing.
We lock and load, Allen Pants. It's the Allen Pants Show. Yeah. We lock and load. Come on.